How's it going, everybody? It's Ghost Flipping here. I hope you guys are doing amazing. In today's video, I wanted to kind of cover a topic that I've never talked about on this channel before, and I do feel like it's very important, so I thought I might as well cover it in today's video, and that is Loctite. What is Loctite, and should you use Loctite? So Loctite's that blue stuff that'll come in a lot of Balisong packages. Usually the standard unboxing experience for a Balisong these days is like, you know, a screwdriver, some hardware, and some Loctite. That's that little blue stuff that comes in that little tube. You've probably seen it. So should you use Loctite? What's the purpose of it? So the purpose of Loctite is to, I guess, kind of harden. Picture it as like glue, but for your screws, right? It kind of keeps everything in place. It prevents your hardware from coming loose. And at least that's the purpose of it, right? That's why it's included with all these Balisongs that you guys buy. But I'm going to kind of talk about why I think you shouldn't use Loctite. Now, I do want to cover this all my personal opinion. So if you have any like disagreements, that's perfectly fine. Again, this is my video, so I have the ability to share my opinion. If you disagree, that's completely fine. You can just click off this video. But this is just for the sole purpose of educating you guys on Loctite and just kind of saving you guys some pain and suffering that I had to go through. So I'll be your guinea pig. But anyways, so I'm going to tell you guys why you shouldn't use Loctite most of the time, okay? There's a time and place for Loctite, and I feel like a lot of people misuse it. And Loctite definitely has, you know, its purpose, but 9 times out of 10, you really don't need Loctite. Number one is when you use Loctite, it's really, really easy to over Loctite your Balisong. And then what's going to happen when you over Loctite your Balisong? It's going to be really stiff. You're going to have no swing, and it's pretty much just going to be like, picture your Balisong, but it's like frozen, right? You can't do anything. It's just stuck. That's what Loctite's going to do. It doesn't allow any free swing when you over Loctite your Balisong, and not to mention when you deassemble it and you take everything apart, it's such a pain when you have a Loctited Balisong. At least with my experience, pulling apart a Balisong that's been Loctited previously is such a pain. It would be so much easier if there was no Loctite in there, and you could easily just unscrew everything and reassemble the Balisong. So it's a lot easier to reassemble. To take apart and reassemble your Balisongs when you don't have Loctite. So that is a plus. Now, I wouldn't recommend just going around and, undoing all your Balisongs and putting them back together, because a lot of things can go wrong with that. But sometimes you just have to, right? Maybe you have a little bit of tap in one handle and you need to kind of take it apart and, see what's causing the tap. That's perfectly fine. But when you have a Loctited Balisong, it's so hard to take everything apart. I'll just save you the pain and suffering. You really don't need to Loctite your Balisong, okay? I would much rather just tighten my Balisong every couple days, right? Or maybe like once a week, than Loctite my Balisong and never have to tighten it. But when I have to take it apart, then it's like hell on earth, right? That's pretty much what it is, in my opinion. So not only can you over Loctite it, but Loctite is also just not really needed most of the time. For example, let's say your Balisong becomes loose over a week's period of time, right? That's perfectly normal. Your Balisong is going to come loose, especially if you're flipping it extremely, often. That's just kind of how it is. If you're flipping your Balisong, I almost dropped it. If you're flipping your Balisong and, you're expecting to, have a perfect tolerances the whole time, guess what? I hate to break it to you, you're not. Maybe you might if you have a really good Balisong, but most of the time you're not, just because Balisongs come loose over time, right? They have hardware and everything in them, and the hardware wears down over time. So it's just going to come loose. And how do you fix that? Take your screwdriver, tighten it up, put some oil in it, boom, right? You're good for a while. There's really not a need for Loctite. Now, I'm not trying to say don't use Loctite at all, but what I'm trying to say is most of the time you don't need to use Loctite. Only in extreme situations should you use Loctite on your Balisong. And I'm going to give you one of those examples. Number one, let's say you have a Balisong, right? And the hardware is so crap that, you tighten it and it becomes loose in the span of like 2 minutes. Well, then that would be an example for, a good use of Loctite, right? The Loctite will keep your screws in place and, it'll prevent your Balisong from coming loose that quick. But most of you guys, at least I think so, your Balisongs aren't that horrible. So you really can just settle with tightening it, once every week or maybe once every couple days. That's perfectly normal. Just tighten your Balisong, put some oil in there, and it'll save you a lot of time and suffering. I promise you guys. Anyways, that's going to be it for me today. I hope this kind of covered some questions you guys may have had about Loctite. But I don't want to get the wrong opinion, the wrong message across. I don't think Loctite's bad. I just feel like it's not needed as much as people think. So definitely keep that in mind. I'll be your guys' guinea pig, all right? You don't need Loctite that much, I promise. You only need to Loctite it if it's like your Balisong's a piece of crap, all right? 9 times out of 10, you can just tighten it and put some oil in there and you're good. But anyways, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys had a fantastic day. Thanks for watching if you watched this far. If you guys are interested in this battle song, I will have the link in the description. So make sure to check that out. But anyways, have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.